when I found him too many years ago as a teacher, I see him as a teacher in this space, and he's actually uh, been trained in this space as a professor. So he's teaching actually from a space that is different from just a regular everyday person. So when he talks about us, about jobs and making sure that you put money aside and let your money work for you, he has never said don't work. Never. Never. So if you must be mishearing what he's saying, you have to have a capital base. Where would that come from? You have to work to get a capital base. But he's telling us to understand how to be a producer. That when we save our capital base, from either we get a job, we save, but don't ever let your job be your only source of making money. You make that money, you save it, then you diversify and start investing in other places so that way you have a multiple way of making money come to your family to build that family estate you're trying to build. So we have to be very careful what we hear people say, and when we say it back out, because he has never told anyone that a job is bad. He worked for many years as a professor, right? And he saved the money, but now he's teaching us how the money that we've saved, how we can now deploy it to do good for us and for the next generation. Just have to say that.
All right, it's time for us to look at some stats today. What do we have up first? Black investors under 40 are participating at rates 60% higher than other groups in the same age bracket. Only 35% of Black Americans work with a financial advisor. 42% of Black investors got started during or after the pandemic. Black investors are more likely to use platforms like Cash App, Robinhood, and crypto apps, often without guidance. Black Gen Z and millennials are twice as likely to use TikTok and Instagram for financial info and traditional outlets. Okay, so that brings us to a question of where we get our information and how we get our information sources. Of course, we certainly are disseminating some information that you can use here on the Fly Nubian Money podcast. But for many, particularly young investors, TikTok is their go-to. So we're going to start this one with Miss Black Hollywood, the baby of the bunch. I don't know. Do you get your financial information from TikTok?
I gather all of our videos from TikTok. I use it because it's just easier to download, and I find good information on there. I would say I get my financial information from my queens. I get it from Dr. Boyce. I'm definitely a fan. I feel like I kind of look around, if I'm being honest, but I think the internet is a great place. I mean, you can find my rich best friend, that girl. I like her. I like different people on the web. And I wish something like this would have existed when I was 18 or 19 years old. I get a little jealous because I'm like, man, I wish when I was coming out of high school, there would have been all this kind of information, because I think I would have gotten on Acorn or did like Robinhood or something like that way back when, and just put my money in there. And I think it would have made a difference.
And I think that, to your point, there are a lot of very beneficial sites out there. There are a lot of people that are disseminating a lot of very positive information. But Dr. Alicia, you and I both know that there are some people out there that may not be trustworthy, credible, or people that our younger people should be listening to. And so what advice would you have for younger people in particular that would just lean toward those sources for getting their financial advice?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Right?